Hey folks, Rob Franek. I'm Editor-in-Chief here at the Princeton Review. If you've been following along this COVID-19 series, you will know that I evacuated New York City, my home, with my entire family, and have now found safe harbor in my mom's house in northern New Jersey. Funny enough, the same house where I prepared for my own SAT, ACT, and AP exams. Folks, we are talking again about AP exams today, specifically about cheating. Those of you who've been watching the series know that we did a whole segment on it last week. We got a significant amount of questions from students and their parents and counselors. We're answering those student questions today, specifically on cheating in the new incarnation of the AP exams. College Board just announced some changes this past weekend that will have effect on you come those new exams. Folks, please know that we at the Princeton Review empathize with each of you taking those May administration of the AP exams for a couple of reasons. We know they're going to be take-home, they're going to be online, you're going to have your pesky siblings upstairs making noise, you might have spotty Wi-Fi connections. We understand that the distractions during this test can be numerous, but here's the thing, we have faith in you, have faith in yourself. You've been in classes all academic year, mastering the AP concepts. You're going to be awesome in this exam, and we're here to help. So, a couple of different things. We mentioned last week that the College Board, in its creation of these May 2020 AP administrations, that they have limited the ability to cheat on those exams. So specifically, they're not just going to be testing on recall. So if you were thinking, nervous, that some other students that you knew or some other students nationwide might be looking up online or in a book the specific date that a treaty was signed in the 1500s, you needn't worry, because those are not the things that are going to be tested on this May administration of those AP exams. Now, dates and timelines are certainly going to be tested, but putting those dates and those timelines in context in your free response questions. Again, the AP exams have changed significantly from 3+ hour exams, as we reported on, to now 45-minute free response questions. So the likelihood that in that 45 minutes of time, every student nationwide is going to be able to look up the who, what, where, and whens of every particular subject and synthesize them into their answers. Folks, it's simply not going to happen. The College Board has created in this new administration a test that is likely going to have few cheaters on it. But with that all said, we understand that you are worried that there's still some students out there who are going to cheat on these exams. So how do you not give those students a leg up to students that will not cheat on the exam? Well, the College Board just announced this past weekend how they're going to do it, and here's how. Cheating on the new AP administrations come May is going to be absolutely legal. How could you mean this? How could it be true? Here's the answer. The College Board said just this weekend that the new administration of that AP exam is going to be open book and open note. So if you were worried about somebody looking up something in their book, you needn't worry, because that same advantage is going to come to you, and that is awesome. So here's the thing. When we think about what the College Board is preparing for, we went directly to and listened to what the folks were saying at the College Board. Now specifically, Trevor Packer, who is responsible for AP instruction at the College Board, says that this new administration of those AP exams come May are going to be very much like college tests themselves. We have a quote from Mr. Packer. Like a college exam, these exams will be open book and open note. They won't test simple, fundamental, factual recall. Instead, they'll be focused on skills and your ability for thematic understandings. Folks, that means that the challenge becomes this. When do you use your books and when do you use your notes? Now, any Princeton Review teacher will make this analogy, so I'm going to make it right here. The SAT, also created by the College Board, has math sections on it. You know this. But some of those math sections give you the ability to use a calculator. But the truth is, and this is what we teach in our own classes at the Princeton Review, you don't need a calculator to use for every one of those questions where you can use a calculator. What the College Board is testing in this math example on the SAT is your judgment of when to use that calculator. They're using the same strategy now for those AP exams, using your judgment of when you should refer to a book and or your notes to get the right answer for those free response questions. So folks, our advice as longtime test teachers, test prep teachers is this: don't let your books and your notes slow you down. Folks, if you're a person that's going to be tempted to check and then double check every one of your answers on those free response questions back with the book or your notes, folks, please resist the urge to do it. 45 minutes is not a lot of minutes on these exams. You need to use them wisely. Well, folks, we've covered several topics on this idea of cheating on those new administration of the AP exams coming in, but what we haven't talked about is this: sharing answers. Just 3 quick points that you have to remember. Number 1, College Board is going to be coming out with new information come the end of this week, and that information and guidance, we fully expect them to address this issue of 1, communication between students during those 45-minute real-time exams, as well as the idea of sharing answers across students. So again, no clear guidance yet from College Board. We'll certainly report that information out to you as well. But number 2, and we have mentioned this last week, and it's so important to talk about, the idea of sharing answers across, from student to student, and this idea of College Board employing plagiarism detection software. Folks, it is simply not worth it. If your information or your answer is eerily similar to somebody else's, it's going to get flagged. And number 3, we have to remember this: the 45 minutes on this exam is just not a ton of time. Factor it out for one student to pass answers to another student, for them to then read those answers, pull out the salient points, put it into their own words, synthesize it into a short answer. Folks, it is simply not going to happen. There's going to be limited opportunities to cheat on these new administrations of the exam. Now, we did hear from students last week what is going to happen if a student or a family pays for somebody else to sit for that AP exam for a particular student. Now, we talked about this in light of the strategy that the GRE and the GMAT, now those are graduate entrance exams, are using. And what they're doing is creating a remote proctor. Now, that could be a very fine and fair way to do things for the AP administrations, but here is the wrinkle. Most students who are sitting for AP exams are minors, and that simply means that there's going to be more complications. The idea of taking pictures of those minors and then filming those minors is a host of complications. Now, the College Board may still choose to do that, but right now they haven't given that final guidance, and we will continue to report that out to you. We mentioned this last one at the beginning of this video, and the idea of spotty Wi-Fi. Now, the College Board has created a page. Now, it's an online page, but they created a page for high school students who are in AP classes and teachers of those AP classes to note right now directly with the College Board if there's any technical difficulty that any individual student or family are having right now and accessing College Board information on their website specifically pertaining to AP exams. So folks, please do reach out to the College Board. They are asking for your input. Reach out to your faculty, your AP teachers, to be your conduit and your voice here as well. But this access point is for you to use. So please do continue to use it. And I'm going to leave you with this. Those of you who are accessing the College Board's information now in specific AP online classes. So these are classes that the College Board is teaching about those AP exams and the AP content. Now, you'll notice if you're in those classes right now that the content that they're going over in class is content that is not going to be on the exam itself. What? How could that possibly happen? Well, the truth is, it is very purposeful. We're going to go back to Mr. Packer, who's responsible at the College Board for AP exams in all. And this quote from Mr. Packer is very revealing. So here it is. The first weeks will focus on the end of the course. Key topics that colleges expect students to learn, but won't be on your exams. Teachers will also provide exam prep each day. As exams approach, teachers will focus primarily on concepts and skills that could appear on the exams. So let's make sure that we unpack this the right way. The students that are in those online classes created by the College Board right now are being taught information that is not going to be on the exams. It is simply being taught to students because those students need to have that information to satisfy colleges. Colleges are expecting that they have this information at the ready when they start school. But students are not going to be penalized for that information because many of them are learning from home. We talked about this in a video last week. You're only going to be tested on those AP exams with information that you have seen in class from September until very early March of this year, when most students were dismissed due to COVID-19 and forced to go home and learn online. So this is an important distinction as well. Again, folks, I know this is a lot of information to take in. Please know that we are here for you at the Princeton Review. We're reporting on this information on the daily, and as soon as we hear that things are changing, we're updating things on our end and creating as many short videos as we can to make sure that you are informed. Also, please know from a content perspective, we have a host of Princeton Review books that we publish with Random House on AP exams, many AP exams. We have AP cram courses that we offer online and AP tutoring that we offer online. If any of those resources are available or valuable to you, please know that they are available to you. And again, you can always reach out to me or through our social channels at the Princeton Review. If there's any questions that you want us to tackle on these short videos on the daily, please reach out to us. Again, Robert Franek, Editor-in-Chief of the Princeton Review. Be safe, be healthy, be well, and please know that we're here for you. Rob Franek, out.